Hi everyone, so today I'm going to try and recreate the illustration from Ali Brown's last video, and it's called Art With Us featuring Jeniffer Harvey. Now Jeniffer Harvey is the founder of, let me just quickly pull him out, of Chic Sparrow. And if you are into traveler's notebooks, and if you have seen some of my videos, then you know how much I love this little guy. So that's a Chic Sparrow traveler's notebook, and this particular one is the deluxe Mr. Darcy because it's got the pockets in. So anyways, she is the lady behind this brand. She created these beautiful traveler's notebooks that are just amazing quality. So if you are into that sort of a thing, then go have a look. She's got her own YouTube channel as well. But in that video, they Ali Brown and Jeniffer Harvey, they are painting together, and Ali Brown is sharing sort of step by step how she creates these illustrations in her typical style. So if you know Ali Brown, she has this beautiful kind of abstract way with sort of using different mediums. It could be pencils, it could be watercolors, ink pens, and just creating really interesting textures and patterns. And it's just, she takes like you'll see in the end, she'll take a pencil and then just scribble over her illustration, and it just looks so nice. And I, having seen Jeniffer Harvey do exactly the same thing, I wanted to try it myself and see what that would be like. And it is probably quite liberating. If you try to do an illustration in Ali Brown's style, I find that it probably will get your hand quite loose and, inspire you to create something interesting maybe. Okay, I'll use this palette right here. So this is one of my latest palettes. So let's see. Okay, well, that was very useful. I basically didn't record the process of this, but let me recap quite quickly. So Ali began by just plopping sort of floral kind of round-ish shapes with two colors, and pink, and then something a bit more coral. So I went for kind of like an orangey yellowy color with pink, and then the next step was to take a contrasting color and put some other shapes of smaller flowers around it, and then just to randomly add some foliage and some of these green leaves as well. So that's up to where I got. Then I can see loads of splashes as well on her illustration. So I'm a little bit scared, but I decided, okay, I'm just going to follow what she does because I think that's the best way to learn. Okay, so I'm going to press play and see what she's doing next. So I'm going to go into that Mayan genuine blue. Oh my goodness me. And just do a little bit of this. I think, yeah, all right, I'm going to leave it at that, but I'm going to wipe my desk where the watercolor went. So this is quite a scary step, I have to say. Next thing she has done is she has added these kind of like tweaks of some sort, and I'm trying to think what color would be better for it. To be honest with you, I'm going to go with the grey. So the grey, and I don't know, she just kind of went like this, and I'm going to do the same. She's done a repetition of 3, and that's what I'm doing because I agree that repetition of 3 always makes things look better. So I'm just kind of creating these twiggy looking shapes and leaving it at that. So I don't want to overwork it. I'm just going to leave it at that. And now she has taken a lovely yellow color, and the best would be Indian yellow from my palette, and I'm going to just blob that. So she's done basically something like this, just a few blobs, again in 3, very nice Mason, in 3 different places. And then let's see what happens next. And then she's using what seems to be the copper candle, but I'm not 100% sure, don't remember now, from Rachel Bath, and she seems to have added it in some places onto the flowers. So again, I'm going to do that too, and I'm just going to try and flick that onto here as well. Okay, so I had to actually stop and wipe my desk because I'm not prepared to, I wasn't prepared for this level of messiness, and it is quite liberating if you you know, protect your desk with some mats and things like that. So then she has gone ahead and done some splashes of pink, but I think I'll just leave it at that because I think I have enough splashes going on at the moment. Okay, so that was the watercolor bit. Then Ali has moved on to a pencil, and from what I understand it was supposed to be like a light pencil, and then she started sort of like kind of doodling onto these flowers and lining the petals out, or the shapes, kind of make them look more like flowers. And that's what I'm doing here as well. And I have to say that this step is quite nerve-wracking. I would actually prefer to leave it at this because I really like how it came out. And so I'm just going to go ahead and still do what she recommends because I really want to see where this is going to bring me. So she creates these whimsical flower shapes, and I feel like I'm going too careful with my pencil marks, and that she kind of does hers more freer, is what I feel like. And let's just, nope. The other thing is I always tend to push so hard on the pencils, on the mechanical pencils, that the lead always snips off. Do you have the same problem? And then I think she has connected some of these little ones like that. It always looks like mimosa, this one. Okay, I also realized she has also quite freely lined out these leaves as well. So that's what I'm going to do too. And just kind of keeping it, to be honest with you, I really like, I'm starting to see the goodness in this. Usually you try to hide the pencil, but I was always curious in how Ali uses a pencil to enhance the drawing rather than, you know, thing. So here and there she then just kind of thickens the lines slightly, just to create a little bit more of a variation, I suppose, like so, but trying to stay unrepetitive, I guess, would be the key here. So let's just see. some of these I'm going to double line. My goodness, I'm really starting to like this. I'm going to also outline these what now seem very much, like I said, like mimosa flowers as well, just to give them a bit more of a shape sort of thing. And then I believe she has taken a charcoal pencil at some point, I remember. Oh yeah, and instead of charcoal pencil I'm going to use my polychromos in black, and what she's doing is just adding that bit of a black here and there, and I'm not letting my brain control this. I'm just trying to see what she's doing, which is a very kind of letting your hand be free and not let your brain control the movements. And I think that's about what I can see she's doing pretty much. And a little bit of it onto the flowers as well, not too much. I don't want to start overdoing it. So I think I will leave it at that point. And then I can see, because hers is like a like a charcoal, she's then going into watercolor and moving it out. I wonder if that's going to work with these pencils as well.
Not.
Not really. It's not. Okay, Mason. So it's not really doing that because it's an oil-based pencil, but I suppose if you had like a watercolor pencil, you could do it with watercolor pencils. Actually, let me just quickly pull out my other. Okay, so I got this tiny little bit of the pencil that I had left from the Derwent Inktense pencils. They're water-soluble ink pencils, so they're very, very intense. So I'm just actually going to go over that black line. Oh, goodness. That I made here and there, and I seem to like it over the leaves more than where I put it around the flower. So I'm not going to put too much where the flowers are. And then let's see now, so I'm going to add, take a bit of water, and yeah, so now we've got a bit of movement. And that is essentially what Ali has done. Now at this point I'm starting to feel a little bit worried that it's becoming a bit too much. So like I said to you a long time ago, I would have stopped, but it is I'm intrigued to see the end result basically. So I'm going to leave it at that, and then let's see what the next steps are. And by the way, look at this beautiful metallic color that I used from Rachel Bev, the copper candle, very pretty. Okay, so now I can see Ali pulling out these, and these are so old. I had them for really quite a while, so not something I would think of using, but she's using them just as little accents, and trying to think what she has. Okay, so what she has done is just kind of use these pens just to add a variety in that. I have to say, you know, sometimes you can actually, through doing this sort of exercise, you can discover something you really like, or how to use certain things that you haven't done, like these pens for example. I just would not know how to get them to be used, to be honest. So I think I'm going to leave it at that, and then I can see, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is some sort of gold she has used here and there, so I'm going to also repeat that and just maybe keep it close to where I already have added these patterns, just so it doesn't get too much, is my worry. Okay, so, and then a couple here as well. Okay, so one thing I actually can notice that the pencil she has used, the charcoal pencil, is not as harsh as this black. So I'm regretting slightly using it. I think before I went with this black, I preferred it a lot more, but you know, you learn. Then she's doing some sort of gold watercolor splashes, and to be honest with you, I have done mine already, so there are loads of these blushes around, so I think I'm going to leave that step. She's using the Fineliner Gold, which I really love as well. I think I missed the scribbles. She has taken some pencils and just scribbled over it, and that's making me very nervous. I do remember she used a white pencil to do some scribbles. Now I'm going to try and do that. That's not too scary because you can't really see it. It only gives a nice bit of a, you know, textural kind of thing, and you can completely use it without being scared. So you can see now I've added some white pencil and it's very mild, so that's good. I am concerned about adding the pencils. I feel like I want to do it just to because she has done it, but at the same time I have to say I am loving the way it is looking right now, minus the black. So I think, oh, shall I or shall I not? Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to go. If you knew how nervous this is making me feel, I think I'm going to go with a very thin pencil, and oh god, I don't even know what shapes to do or where to place them. Okay, I'm going to avoid thinking and just do this. Okay, this is as much scribbling that I can do. Okay, I can see there's a lot more scribbling in Ali's version, but you know, if you feel like it, you can of course mimic it. But I'm just actually going to add a few of these just to suggest some maybe flowers. Yeah, so I highly recommend you go to her channel and check it out and have a little play. I mean, it's super fun. Quite scary if you're someone who likes to place certain lines in a certain place and have it quite controlled. So it might really help you to let loose a little bit. So let me see, actually, can I go with the white on top of this black to make it less harsh or not? I don't think this is rescuable. Okay, so let's leave it at that. Maybe with the pencil, if we go with pencil. No. I think the only way I could rescue potentially if I just add some gold on top of it. What actually, let's see what would happen. Oh, that looks better, doesn't it? I don't know if you can see it, but basically it hides the black a little bit more. Okay, so I can see my batteries flashing. I have done pretty good today for today. So yeah, let me just quickly finish it off and then I'll take the close-ups and insert it for you later. So thanks for watching and see you soon.